Hello and welcome back. My name is RookGypsy. This is part 41 of my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Excuse me, there in the last episode I was still going on about New York City. I think I concluded by talking about, I'm just getting my bearings here. I believe I concluded by talking about the Empire State Building and how there is a big difference between the 86th and the 102nd floor. It was nice for the couple that, like, my friend and her spouse. It was nice, like, actually not my friend, my sister's friend. Gotta get the details correct. It was a good experience for my sister's friends because they've been to the Empire State Building before, and they went around 86th floor, but they never had gone to the 102nd. So that was an experience for them. But let's see. Let me just look up on my phone because I don't remember. I wrote down like everything that we did on the trip. But so yeah, I'm trying to remember what we did. Let's see. So afterwards, like, after the Empire State Building, we went back to my sister's apartment. Not to the apartment. We went back to the hotel, and rested a bit. And like, I made a list. Like, my sisters asked me, make a list of like places you want to go eat at, and blah 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 blah. And then we'll try to do it. And then it's like, okay, all right, if you want me to do it, all right. So I made a list immediately. It was like, hey, no, we don't want to go there. I was like, what? You asked me to make a list of places to go. I made the list, and then we disregarded like half of the places. It was like, is there anything else? Like, my sister just like all of a sudden decided, you know what? I'm not gonna eat any carbs. I don't want to eat any carbs. I'm like, all right, fine. Well, cater to your tastes, as they say, and go to. I mean, but then she wanted to go to this place called Xi'an Famous Foods, which is a noodle house. So it's like, all right, well, you don't want carbs, well, immediately the first place you want to go to is a noodle house. Don't know how that works. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, half the places, like the places that we went to, there were some that my sister wanted to go to, and the other ones were the ones that I found online I wanted to go to, and we went to some of those. Uh, so we went to the Xi'an Famous Foods, and I feel like it's a place that would have been better if we had gone like 2 or 3 years ago. Because I'm looking at, I'm like, I looked like the, I guess we can call the menu and stuff, and everything was like pretty pricey and proportional, like like it was pricey, and the stuff wasn't. I don't think it was worth the price we paid for it, because it's a noodle house first off, so noodles is flour and water. I mean, there are some like other things you can add to it, but that's like half the work. And if you're gonna have a noodle house, sort of was hoping you'd not skip out on the noodle part of the house. Like one of the reasons why we go to the noodle house is because we want to eat noodles. I definitely don't want to go to the noodle house just to drink the oil off of the sauce that you made for the noodles. Like, everything was served on a styrofoam plate. Styrofoam. In case some people are unable to comprehend my want me to enunciate more. So yeah, everything was on a styrofoam plate. Everything was expensive. Like, I might have talked about in the previous one. I remember mentioning that we had something called like a Xi'an famous, not famous, Xi'an Famous Food, spelled with like Xin, is the restaurant that we well, really, it's not really a restaurant. It's more like a fast food joint that we went to. I feel like it would have been better just ordering the stuff to go. But like, The menus online said that the xiang bing, bing is like the bread. It's like a baked bread, Chinese baked bread. They said the bing was really good. So what the xiang people do is make they'll make the bing, and it's supposed to be like really crispy on the outside, fluffy warm on the inside. And then what they'll do is they will uh, cut it in half, so like a hamburger, and then like stuff it with or put the inside with like the Chinese equivalent of sloppy Joe, and then throw on some like cilantro and stuff, maybe some onions or something. I don't, keeping it, it makes it fresh and gives a nice contrasting texture and stuff. If you don't know, a lot of Chinese people really like cilantro. Like if you're gonna throw an herb at the end, it's either scallions or cilantro. So they like the big onion, the bite of the onions. Naturally, that's what should have been on this young burger, but yeah, we didn't really. There was we had to ask for cilantro, so there wasn't cilantro. Like it wasn't part of the whole deal. We had to order like we had to ask them, hey, can you give us some cilantro? That'd be really nice, And then they don't want this guy's clothes. I don't remember. What does this guy have for armor? Mirage vest. Yeah, I'll take that. I just have to go down there then. But and then so that was another one of those like disappointing meals that we had in New York. Where like the sad thing is like I don't know if that's the original place, but the Schumburger was like $5. Online, everywhere said it was like 4. So I guess the pictures on Yelp were like outdated essentially. But it's sad because like this restaurant was hyped up. I feel because it's like it had been on several like eating channels. Like it was on Anthony Bourdain show. There was an article written by Anthony Bourdain. There was an article written by Andrew Zimmern. Some pretty famous like foodies. And then like the stuff that we got was like, all right, you know. Needless to say, it's like it might have been a bit overrated. The place could have. I think it's like it would have been better XYZ years ago. And then so I mean that was that day. Every night was pretty much the same. We didn't really walk around at night or watch any shows. We actually during the whole time we were trying to they have this lottery that was like a raffle that was going on, and we were trying to like win the raffle for a show. We never won. So we never went to any shows because mainly because I don't have a reason to go like see these shows. Like the shows are there, but I don't have any way of enjoying them. What it means, like, if I'm gonna watch a show, like if you show me, like, I go to watch like Les Mis or something, right? That's the first one that comes to the top of my head. I'd rather watch Les Mis the movie versus Les Mis the musical, or like the show, because I prefer movies over the show. I just don't appreciate the show part. Like I don't appreciate the hard work they put into it, getting everything like sort of there. I don't have a lot of the imagination part of it. Like something's supposed to, there's a lot of things I that are supposed to be happening, but I don't understand, so I won't see that happen. Like if someone's supposed to die off stage, I'll just be like, what happened to that person? If it's like 2 actors, I'm just like, oh, now this guy's back again. Like in the old days, there were Nico, stop that! The cat keeps trying to claw at my leg. It's hyperactive right now for whatever reason. But like back in the old days, this is of course ancient Greece and stuff. They had like two-man shows and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's an interesting idea, but all the action like happened off stage. So I would have never gone to any of those shows. Except back in those days, it was like the only sort of entertainment you had. So it was like you either go to the show or you do nothing. And half your village has gone to the show. So yeah, have fun doing nothing. So I mean, this was also like one of those days where, like, going back to my New York trip after let's see, right afterwards, I was like, action battle tech. First aid yourself. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, the next day I slept until like 11:30, and it was like, all right, well, we wanted to wake up at 10, but we didn't. Or I slept until 10 something, I think, and we wanted to wake up at 9, but that didn't happen. So that was also the day I think we checked out of the building and went to the. Oh no, we didn't. Let's see. Never mind. I'm going backwards. After the right after shoot, that's what happened. After the visit to the Empire State Building, what we did was went back to the apartment. Of course, that's what like we always did. It was right before dinner. We always went back to the apartment, and we were trying to figure out where to go because we had like an empty like block, and we didn't choose the places that I would have like any of the places on my list. But my sister was like, she had been to my sister's been to New York before, and on one of her trips, she went with another friend out. Oh, I won. Last time to come here? Probably not. Wishful thinking. That's wishful thinking. So I'll probably be back to the jagged sooner or later. Red boots. Okay, sure. Yeah. Heal chime. Okay, good to know. Too many items. That sounds about right. You, good peaks. Just throw you here. Boom. Alright. I guess I'll return to Baghdad Port. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. Oh, mission. Cleared. Alright. Hades bow. Ooh, that's good. Okay. I got a new weapon. My archer's out of town. How's your abilities coming along? Aim vital. Okay. How are your abilities coming along? I don't think I've used you since. Of course I haven't. What does that new item do? I think I have the new item, right? Yeah. Death Sickle and Sidewinder. Sidewinder is only, one of the more powerful abilities of the Hunter class. I think I mentioned this before, but you would like, if I had Sidewinder, I would just, right. I think, right. Correctly, Elute Sands is under attack. Whatever. Back to No. Made it back safely, and you caught the bad guys too. Go. I didn't catch them. They're all dead. They passed out in the jagged. They're dead. I don't know how I got a reward for turning those guys in. Okay, sure, whatever. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Merchant, whatever, I don't really care. Come on, talk. Okay, cool. Okay, sure, whatever. Airship merchant business started. Okay. Okay, you're back for whatever reason. Okay, got 3 more. Alright, sure, yeah. Got stuff. Okay, yes. New clan member. No, I don't need you. And not here. Probably this link thing that I have no use for. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyone mastered anything? I don't think anyone mastered anything. Shoot. Alright, whatever. So, yeah, so like I was saying, my sister had gone to, yeah, my sister has gone to New York several times, and, she knows, some friends. So, because of that, it was, some friends, like, told her some places to go eat. So, one of the places, like, or no, they took her to some places to go eat. One of the places, so the place we went to that night was this place called, a Japanese restaurant. It's izakaya style called Sake Bar Hagi. Yeah, you know, don't know what that means. Sake bar is pretty much, it's pretty, like, it's a sake bar, but Hagi is the part where it's like, wait, what? What does that word mean? And I have no idea because I didn't bother looking it up. So, yay me, right? I mean, white mage, I guess. Have any more? Yeah, just have you. You? No, I can't. Alright. I don't think they're that strong, but I don't know for sure. Use this time to level up the peons. So, we went there, and the food there was pretty good. I mean, some of it was bad, but most of it was good. I think I talked about this before. I feel like I've talked about this. Yeah, I feel like I've talked about this. I don't know why. My memory is not doing too well. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch my videos from start to finish. I don't know. But yeah, but I'll just say it again. We went to Sake Bar Hagi. It was a nice meal. I ordered the mentai pasta, which is the like. There's a lot of stuff on the menu. I wasn't really sure what to get for everything because I'm like, never been there before. Don't really know what's good and what's bad. I looked at the menu, and the sashimi was very, very, very expensive. Like $17 for a little bit of sashimi. I'm like, no, not after like. I've been to Sushi Gen, and that is like $17 is a really good like lunchtime lunch special at Sushi Gen during the weekdays. $17 is a great meal. And after that, I was like, I don't know if I want like just regular sashimi. If I'm gonna go out and have sashimi, it's got to be a little bit, higher end. Or I mean, I'm not gonna pay like $17 for a dinky little plate of sashimi when I could pay, $17 for a meal of sashimi. Excuse me. So I got the mentai pasta. It was $10, but it was even then, it's like, just to give a reference, if you go to a place like the Asian, a lot of like Shanghainese, like Shanghai cafes, like the ones like I'm thinking of right off the top of my head are like ABC Cafe or like Garden, like Green Garden or Garden Cafe. These places, like Green Cafe and stuff. They you can order this thing where it's like a steak with like rice or spaghetti, you know, or pork chop with rice or spaghetti or something like that. It's like steak and eggs essentially, and they give you a little bit of like Chinese spaghetti to go with it. It's like good. It's a good meal. I mean, pretty somewhat filling for some people, but one of the things is the this is awkwardly positioned. All right, whatever. Just heal them. One of the things is like they have if you order the spaghetti, normally comes like a separate plate, and it's like this really small plate of spaghetti. So it's like it's very little. That was pretty much how I felt with like I got the mentai pasta. It was $10 and it was a small, small, small plate. Let's move back a little more. It was a small plate. So, should I take you out? Yeah, I'll take you out. One less enemy to take care of. But it was delicious. So, and then we also ordered like my sister got this miso. What was it? It was like a miso katsu. Like it was a pork katsu, and it was miso sauce was poured over. Like they made a miso sauce, they poured over it, and it was like a katsudon. So it was like right, it was a bowl of rice was under it, and it had some vegetables. That was pretty good. I also ordered the gyutan, which is the they take the beef tongue and they thinly slice it and then they grill it. And it's supposed to have like a little bit of a lemon sauce or yuzu sauce, which is the Japanese like citrus. This one was just like salt pepper grilled, and I have a thing for tongue. Like it's one of my favorite cuts of meat, so I will generally almost always like if I can order tongue, I will order tongue. My sister was like, "Oh, you might order the skewers," and I'm like, "No, I made that mistake before where I ordered I had this thing that happened like during my birthday where I went with my mom to a Japanese restaurant. I thought the skewers were on sale, so I ordered like one of every single skewer, and that turned the meal ended up being like $70 or like $80 or something. And I was like, okay, well, then again, $2 of skewers is probably not a good idea. So, which is why I was like, yo, yeah, I gotta learn to make my own skewers. And it turned out like after eating all the skewers, I realized my favorite skewer was still the very simple chicken thigh and scallions. That was my favorite skewer for some whatever odd reason, and it's like the simplest one to make. Then we went to oh no, like we had some other stuff as well. Like my sister ordered the chicken gizzard because like I think that was like recommended to us, and we enjoyed that pretty well. They also ordered like my sister wanted one of my sisters wanted to either order the fried octopus, and then she saw this thing that was the this fried like sampler like appetizer platter that had like a piece of chicken. It had French fries, or it said they had French fries on it. Yeah, no, it said it had French fries on it. It said it came with some squid legs, like fried squid legs, and then they came with some fried chicken. So we ordered that, and it was like thankfully it was like 3 pieces each or something. So we ate it, and that was not worth it. We didn't like that because it wasn't French fries they gave us. It was potato wedges. Yeah, we're like, oh, that's not quite the same. My sister likes French fries over potato wedges, so she was not happy with that one dish. Though there was this like group, there was two people that were sitting next to us because it's a really tight fit restaurant. Uh, and one of the guys was talking really loudly, and my sister was like, "Oh, he's annoying." And then what happened was he was having a hard day or something, and he was meeting up with his best friend. And they were having dinner, and they were talking. So one guy was really loud, but my sister was like, he asked him to take a picture for us, just so that he can stop talking. I was like, she told us afterwards, or she told my other sister. I could not hear my sister. I knew the guy was loud, but I really didn't. I didn't really care. I was like, oh, whatever. He's loud. I ignored it. I'm used to like ignoring stuff. Not really a good thing, but I'm just used to like ignoring things. Like I spent a summer like when I was in college. There was I stayed in my friend's apartment because he didn't want to. He had the place for like a year, so he could stay there for the summer. But he didn't want to stay because he didn't want to pay the high tuition of going to UC school because UC schools are expensive. So what we did was I stayed. I was like, I'm just gonna. I can't. I screwed myself over in high school, so it's hard for me to go to the community college nearby me because like you have to actually be there, and I'm not there. Like I don't really have the ability to because this is before I had a car, so I was like I didn't have the ability to drive to my from my college to the other college because I didn't have a car, and it was like an hour or something drive. I'm like, yeah, I'm not staying there right now. I don't want to come back just to like do like an hour of paperwork. So I stayed at his place for the summer. It was also just easier to like apply for summer school at a school that you're already attending to rather than go to. My nose is acting up because the flowers are out, and also because the person that started. We have a worker that started working on some stuff in the house, so he's doing some repainting and everything is all dusty now. But it's just easier to apply for summer school at a school that you're already a part of. So I mean, while I was there, he was like, "Oh yeah, the fire extinguisher doesn't have a battery on it. I don't know how to like replace the battery." I asked downstairs, and this is what my friend was. He was like, "Yeah, I asked the people, and they said, oh, you have to fix it yourself." I was like, "Oh, all right." He's like, "Yeah, it's just like there. It rings like every like minute and a half to like 3 minutes." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure, whatever." And I didn't care about the ringing. It didn't bother me at all. I like tuned it out in about like an hour. Like every so often, I'd be like, because I was watching some anime stuff. So I'd watch anime, and then like after I finished watching the episode, I was like, "Oh yeah, it rang once, huh?" and stuff like that. So it was there, but I didn't feel it. That's essentially how it went down. What's funny was that I was doing I was a part of the Christian club. So one of the things we were doing was we were going through this book, and we would talk about it afterwards. But we didn't want to download Skype for all of us, so we used a program like a free Skype equivalent of Skype that you can also use on your phone, essentially. Oh wow, she mastered a lot of stuff. And that was what we used, and it was like, all right, that's cool. You mastered it, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you. But so one of my my friends, I was there, we did the study, but like because I was recording from the my friend's apartment. Every so often it would go like the ringing would go off, and my friend's like, "What the heck is that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. The fire extinguisher thing doesn't have all the batteries in it, so it goes on like it goes off like every so often." He's like, "Wait, that doesn't bother you?" I'm like, "Should it? It's just going off and on every so often. It's not like this that big a deal." What does this do? Sure not. And my friends were like, "Dude, I don't know." I'm like, "Yeah, it just doesn't bother me." And it was bothering my friends more than it was bothering me, and they only had to deal with it a little bit. It was for me, that's like hilarious. Oh, no knuckles. What does that mean? What do you mean no knuckles? Uh, whatever. Going to help Lutia. So yeah, that was an amusing summer for me. Went back to the trip. So what happened was like we confronted like my sister was like had him. Ow, Nico, stop! Don't. I don't know what you're doing. Like scratching me. That hurts. So my sister, we ended up like talking to the guys and realized that one of the guys, it was like one of those reminders where it's a small world because like the two guys were best friends since high school, since grad school, I guess. Or one was in grad school, one was a transfer student, and so they got to know each other because they were like roommates or something. So that's how they became like the best friends and stuff. And then my sister was saying that I have one more. Nope. No, 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 no. I want to check his abilities. Oh, wait, no. I want items. Oh, you haven't mastered it yet. All right. So, let's just start this battle. Da 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 da. Beep beep. All right. So yeah, I mean they were friends and stuff, and then so we ended up like actually like talking to them for like quite a bit and exchanging contact information, and like they knew each other for a while, but like one of the guys turned out to be like a partner with my sister's cup. So my sister works for the pensions program for this like one of the cities close by, and it turns out that the person that we were talking to was their New York client, or like the person they worked with in New York. which is pretty crazy stuff. So yeah, I mean it's a small world because we didn't expect them to be like people that we could have actually known. For us it was like two random strangers, but we talked to them and like we got to know them, and I was like, oh, these aren't really strangers. You actually might want to get to know them. So we did exchange contact information and such. Now the two people on the other side were they left, so they were not people that we talked to. Though we did mention, like there was a couple that came that was there before us. They left, and then another couple came in and sat down where they were. And like what's interesting about them is like the person came by like they ordered a drink, and this person came by with a giant sake bottle, and then like, the person was like, "Oh, that's cool," taking pictures of the sake bottle, and I was like, "Did they buy a bottle of sake?" And it's like this is a huge bottle. This is like a liter or like 2 liters of like sake, I think, like a liter and like 3/4 or something. And then I realized, oh wait, no, this is a pre-opened bottle. Oh, I see what's going on. So the person like when they order sake, it's like $10 a cup, and it's every drink is like $10. So the person will come and he'll pour you a drink. Like the waiter will come by and pour you a cup of sake. And it was interesting because like the guy poured it, and he had precise control over that bottle. He poured it, and it got full, and he slowed down, and he made it so that it was just like above the bottle. Like the way like the liquid works is like you can actually have it so that it's concave over the bottle, like over the cup. And I was like, that's impressive. I was like, that was like the most impressive thing I saw on the whole trip. So yeah, I mean, kudos to that waiter. Definitely working hard for that company. Got the skills. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the episode here. I have some things to take care of, and I'll be right back to recording right after this. Please do hit that subscribe button, and if you like my videos, and share with friends and other people. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.